Oh, hi. Today we're going to talk about Apple and the Olympics. So I'm going to categorize these two stories into what I would like to call future antiquity, meaning in, whatever, 3-5 years or now, we're going to look back and be like, wow, can you believe that was actually a story, that was a big deal? But they are a big deal now. It's 2021 and these are still a big deal. The first one is Apple finally allowing weed delivery services on their App Store, which people have been wanting for a long time. Apps like Ease, typically what you would do is you would go on the app, you would kind of shop around, and then you would have to take a link to a web browser and actually create the orders, which is fine. It's still extremely convenient compared to where it was before, but it is not as convenient as, ordering food or ordering groceries or ordering even alcohol. Having this now just as a one-step process on the App Store kind of will make the entire process a lot easier for some people. And this is exactly what the policy has changed to. The policy for Apple has not changed. It's just made an exception for weed in regions where it's legal. So what it says now is facilitating the sale of controlled substances, and it used to just cut off there, and now it has parentheses, except for licensed pharmacies and licensed or otherwise legal cannabis dispensaries, or tobacco is not allowed. So it's kind of created that little exception for cannabis in places where it's legal, which is great. So we're still in a world where Google has not allowed it in their app store. So Google still kind of restricts all cannabis from being sold on their app store. However, I do believe that because Apple has made this step, Google will follow suit, because that's just what happens with these big tech companies. And the last one is Facebook, where Facebook has been having this thing. They have an AI that kind of detects any marijuana content and doesn't allow any marijuana ads, and kind of represses the marijuana content on the whole website. Wonder when that will change. When that changes, that's going to kind of create a flood of content, and you know what, we'll be here for it.
Oh, that was a big one. Wow. Holy cow.
Oh, that was a huge one. Oh my
What
God,
the hell is
dude.
going on out there?
That was a huge one.
What was it, dude?
The second story is kind of a big bummer, because there is this runner, Sha'Carri Richardson, who has been breaking records in the 100-meter dash for women. She has been just running under 11 seconds, which is almost unheard of. I mean, there have been records in the past of under 11 seconds, but she's been doing it consistently, which is wild. And she had tested positive for marijuana. Therefore, she cannot compete in the Olympics in August. So it's a huge missed opportunity for America, for the US to compete in the Olympics, and she would probably win gold. Then the fact that she can't must just be heartbreaking for her, and it's a bummer. The people who are in charge of what is banned from the Olympics are the World Anti-Doping Agency, and they have been under a lot of pressure recently because of all the doping that have happened in the cycling world. They have specific criteria for what cannot be used, and basically there are 3 criteria, and any drug or anything cannot fit in 2 of the 3 categories. According to them, marijuana fits in all 3, but the 3 categories are: it poses a health risk, it potentially enhances performance, and it violates the spirit of the sport. It potentially enhances performance, potentially is the strong word there, and it violates the spirit of the sport are 2 things that are extremely subjective, extremely unscientific in how they come across. So it just comes down to an old stigma of what marijuana can do. The first one, it poses a health risk. I guess, but I do wonder why that would concern them. I feel like that would be something that the athlete should be concerned about, and not them. But anyway, I'm not the World Anti-Doping Agency, I swear. However, they do seem to be changing, albeit very slowly. CBD in 2019 was taken off the list, so now athletes can use CBD. Who knows when that will happen with marijuana, because as I said before, this is global, and the US is kind of ahead of other countries in terms of marijuana acceptance. And yeah, that's the two stories today. Let's look back on this in 5 years. Let's mark it on our calendar. 5 years from now, we look back on this video, and if these have not changed, then we are living in a world that is not very progressive. We'll be back next week with some more stuff. See you then.
This happens every
Where? Oh!
Get it out. Wait, Griddle!
Jesus, wait, we gotta.